And being from here, we are labeled as emotionless a lot.
Like New Yorkers or
Yeah.
okay.
We're labeled as emotionless. But I feel like it's the complete opposite. I feel like we are actually just more, we have so much sensory overload that we are more focused on, we're more able to pinpoint on what we pay attention to.
Also, like on the New Yorker thing, it's not that we don't have emotions because we're human, but we have to suppress our emotions because it's grimy out here.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. Especially for black people, we gotta, you know what I'm saying? We feel like that's what we need to do in order to protect ourselves because, you know, we got this thing where, you know, everybody's out to get us.
Yeah.
And that might not be true, even though it kind of is true.
But it's like protection, like it's for defense basically.
Yeah.
Like you're always on defense out here.
Think about how draining that is to always feel like you have to defend yourself every single time you step out the house, and sometimes even in your house within your own family dynamic.
Welcome to Mind Over Matter, baby. I'm your host, DEJA Wallace, and if this is your first time joining me, welcome. If this is not, shout out to you.
Right.
You real.
At least you locked in
loyal.
now.
I appreciate you. You my dog, for real. So, I have a big guest in the building, okay? I have no other than Cole.
Oh, man.
Let the people know where to get connected with you. Tell the people about yourself. Okay.
If it's prom time, then it's my time.
Okay.
Straight up and down, get right or get left.
Okay.
Holiday season to the death. You listening to Mind Over Matter with two of the best.
Oh.
You dig me?
Oh, I wish I had the flesh bomb.
Nah, it's cole.holiday. Y'all can find me on at cole.holiday, cole.holiday on Instagram.
Okay.
So that's me right there.
Tap in with him.
Tap in, y'all.
Make sure you follow him, get connected, and kick back, relax, and enjoy this episode.
For sure.
All right, I also want to get more into depth with this empath thing.
Okay, we could talk about that for sure.
Okay.
Like, maybe let's talk about an experience that you felt like that skill, that divine skill was like, it was so prevalent to you in that moment. Like, oh, now I was here and I really felt this. Like, there was no denying that feeling. Mm-hmm. Something like that.
I'm gonna have to expose myself a little, but I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, do that shit.
I don't know, like, when I talk certain things, like even this topic right now, when I talk about it, I don't want to be perceived a certain way. That's why I'm like, I kind of like, you know, veer away from that. Because, like, you don't hear a lot of people talking like that. So,
That's why we the chosen ones here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because society can only go as far as we take it.
Right.
So we make things cool.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We make the hard things feel comfortable because it's cool to do that.
You're right.
Because the cool guy says so.
So, like, for a while, like, even growing up,
right,
I've just had this weird ability to sense emotions. Like, I can remember, like, being able to have a sophisticated ass conversation with my kindergarten teacher.
Right.
Like, I would be playing with the toys in the kitchen set and I'll be like, oh, you want some wine? Mind you, I'm 6 years old.
Right.
And it's like, I don't know. I was always tapped into that emotional awareness side of myself, you know? because even being from like Brooklyn, New York, you're around a bunch of personalities. So you're bound to like develop this strong sense of self in a way, even if it's a false sense of self, but you always have this strong sense of self.
Right.
And being from here, we are labeled as emotionless a lot.
Like New Yorkers or
Yeah.
okay.
We're labeled as emotionless. But I feel like it's the complete opposite. I feel like we are actually just more, we have so much sensory overload that we are more focused on, we're more able to pinpoint on what we pay attention to.
Also, like on the New Yorker thing, it's not that we don't have emotions because we're human, but we have to suppress our emotions because it's grimy out here.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially for black people, we gotta, you know what I'm saying? We feel like that's what we need to do in order to protect ourselves because, you know, we got this thing where, you know, everybody's out to get us.
Yeah.
And that might not be true, even though it kind of is true.
But it's like protection, like it's for defense basically.
Yeah.
Like you're always on defense out here.
Think about how draining that is to always feel like you have to defend yourself every single time you step out the house. And sometimes even in your house, within your own family dynamic,
Yeah,
you have to be restricted or you feel that way.
Yeah, when I come from work sometimes, I'm like, all right, I'm going straight to my room. Nobody talk to me because I just did all these things I didn't want to do. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm kind of just doing this to protect my energy. And I don't want to say nothing out of frustration of having to go through my entire day with this mental battle.
Right.
You know?
Or this was past you or still you now?
It's past me.
Did you feel like, so it's still you now? Okay,
No,
I got
it's past me. It's past me.
Do you feel like,
I smile because it's like very new to me.
okay. Do you feel like in those moments that you doing that, you had to suppress emotions and they would eventually bottle up, or did you always have an outlet of expression for you to kind of get shit off so you could be able to function?
They definitely bottled up. I definitely was like, I did not show emotion for a while. Like, I
Right.
still have trouble showing emotion. Very nonchalant, you know. And I bottled it up for a while. Only recently I started like exerting it in different manners, like
Right.
more healthy manners than
Right.
I did before. Because sometimes I would just go off for no reason, you know.
What would you say is your outlet of expression now? Like for me personally, mine's is journaling or free writing. So that's like kind of the main way that I can gotta get some shit off.
I talk to myself.
Right.
This is talking to myself.
Okay.
Sometimes I don't record and I talk to myself on my laptop. I do video journaling on my regular Photoshop. I'll be talking to myself and I'll be watching it back. Like, oh, I was going through this at that time. Like, it makes me learn so much.
That's interesting. I know about video journaling, but I never met somebody that actively does video journaling.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel like that's helped you grow?
I became my own therapist in a weird way.
Yo, I love that she said that word because when I suggest that people start to journal or free write, I always say that you can use your words as the therapist and you are the patient. And through that process, if you're staying consistent, like I said before, you'll be able to unlock more and more things about yourself that you wasn't aware of prior.
Right.
Right.
And what I learned too about like just being an empath in the city life can be very, very draining. It feels like you are just like really fighting.
You really are fighting
every
against your true self,
day.
honestly.
Like everything about it is just unnatural. It feels like a headache when I get home sometimes, and I'm like, yo, it's just been a long day.
That's what I was saying before.
Like, I don't want to speak
to nobody. I just want to take a nap right now.
Yes.
Word.
Literally.
That's what I was saying before. Like, bricks and concrete is not good for our mental wellness 365 days a year. Mm-hmm. Like I said, if you have the means to be able to leave here temporarily, like, do it. Because this environment, this type of environment, a city environment, you're only gonna go but so far. You can only tap into so much of yourself being in an unnatural space, which is skyscrapers and glass and wood. But if you're in nature, right? That's why she said, them nature activities, I'm fucking with her this summer. I'm fucking with her this
I'll be
summer because that's
outside.
gonna be some opportunities that we can continue to grow.
Yeah.
Just in being in that space. We don't even got to talk about nothing deep. Just being in that environment, automatically we're gonna feel more ascended in that moment.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
I'm fucking with you this summer, yeah.
No, facts.
Hit
I would
85
be
degrees.
outside, and I'm not talking about outside
Right, like
at
that
brunch.
outside.
We be outside in nature, like, period.
I need to be in nature a lot more anyways though, for real.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I mean, the weather makes it hard too.
Yeah, because it's, bro, we in New York, we experience every temperature.
Literally.
Word.
Literally.
So it's like, we can't go out whenever we want to go out. Even in the spring. Like, it was like 82 last week. And then 2 days later, it was back to 48.
And a week before that, the wind was going crazy.
The wind low-key going crazy today.
It was?
Low-key.
I was barely outside like that. I was on a...
You was just thinking about the podcast. You wasn't even tripping about no wind
Yeah,
and shit.
that's right. It was a beautiful day once I get to record.
Oh, word.
Yeah. But how do you think growing up in New York affected you, like, as an empath?
Never been asked. That's a good question because I've never been asked that before. How do I feel like growing up in New York has affected me? I think I can attest to some of the things that you were saying is that it is a fight within your brain to be able to stay at a high vibration all the time, right? Because you're such a strong feeler, you have a lot of different externalities that will affect your mental state of being and also the energy that you're feeling.
Right.
So I think knowing how to ground yourself, having that consciousness and also being able to shield. So like you said, protect your energy. That's what I mean by that. Being able to shield will help you kind of maneuver in a healthy way living in this type of environment. If you are an empath, if you are a strong feeler, yeah, you have to know how to ground yourself. You have to be self-aware, most importantly. And you have to be conscious of or you have to have knowledge of how to protect your energy and shield that.
Even with the selective attention thing I was saying too, you have to be be selective with what you give your energy to.
I was literally just about to say that. I knew you was going to, yeah, most definitely. You do have to be selective because I was literally just about to say energy exchange. We're connected right now telepathically, if that wasn't an indication enough. But yeah, you can't exchange energy with everyone. But sometimes you come across those people where you can let your guard down a little bit and allow yourself to be empathetic towards other people. But you can't be empathetic and sympathetic towards everyone because people will poison you on an energetic level. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if they're mad, if they're sad, and you know like those feelings are of wickedness, you don't want to absorb that. You don't want to feel that. Right? So you don't even want to be empathetic towards them because they're not in a good space right now.
Yeah.
So you have to protect yourself in that regard.
And I feel like the subway systems, you see that so well. Like on Monday mornings, you feel it.
Right.
Like you don't have to tell me what day of the week it is.
Hella
if you
frantic.
If you put me in a subway station and it's Monday, I'm like, all right, it's definitely Monday. By the way, these people are moving so quickly. Everybody is just on like go, go, go mode. And then by Friday, the energy is more relaxed. Like even in the evenings, people like you feel the energy shifts.
She is saying accurate things. It is like that. I don't really like riding the train like that. I don't like riding the train like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a weird place because like even when I was in London, the trains, people are talking to each other.
Word.
People are reading books. People are less on their phones.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's still considered the West too, right?
Yeah.
United Kingdom.
Yeah. People are way more open to connections. But here, the body language
America.
alone, everybody's closed off. But you can't blame them. You don't know if a crackhead gonna come on.
New York
sit next to
City
you and fart
specifically.
You don't know what to expect.
She is saying true things. Yeah. Man, I know that once I get to a point where I could have two homes, I would want a home definitely somewhere more spacious and friendly, like a Florida or something like that.
Right, yeah.
Right? That I could just go to, travel back and forth to whenever. New York is kind of draining me right now. Let me go Let me go to my other crib down south.
Right.
Right. And we know Floridians are hella friendly.
Yeah.
Right. And it's a more natural environment down there in Florida. So.
And even when I go down south, and when I say down, Connecticut is down south to me.
Oh shit.
Because as soon as I leave
don't
New
Connecticut's
York,
just be trying to be like New Yorkers?
Yeah.
That's like New York Sun.
Yeah.
New Jersey like New York Sun too.
Even Virginia. All right, I'm dragging it with Connecticut. When I even go to like Virginia, and I barely go to Virginia, like
I've only been there once.
I've been like twice. Like like New Yorkers barely travel.
You got family down there or some shit?
My brother went to school out there, so I just went to visit him.
Word.
Yeah, he went to VUU. Shout out, what are they? Panthers?
Is that D1?
No,
Oh.
it's at HBCU.
So that's D1.
No, they're like D2, D3.
Oh, I figured every HBCU was a
Nah.
Division I school.
Mm-mm.
I'm tripping.
Not at all. Not at all. There's barely any. I don't even know if there's any that's D1.
Nah, Morgan State.
Okay.
Howard
Howard is not D1.
Howard is D1.
Howard is D1? Where?
Howard University is a Division I school.
Really?
And Morgan State is also, that's in Baltimore.
I know Morgan State is Division I. I'm trying to think of Howard.
Howard, a big ass school like that. How can it not be D1?
Because they're black.
Oh my god. It's definitely a D1 school.
All right.
You take my word for it.
All right, I'm gonna take your word for
Word.
it. But yeah, I was literally I had a culture shock because people actually had
CT?
manners.
Going to CT, you had a culture shock, you saying?
Not Virginia was my first experience with that. People had manners. People said like ma'am, yes ma'am to my mom. Like they were overly like, but that's how you are supposed to be. You're supposed to acknowledge somebody in the room.
It is. That is natural human interaction.
You're
it is.
supposed to say hello when you enter a room, not
Right.
act like you're too cool to interact with people.
Right. I want to give a quick story. The first time that I ever got on a plane to go anywhere was Miami, Florida. I think I was like 15 or 16 at the time. And
I'm going to Miami at 15.
she's funny. I was visiting a family friend.
Okay.
Right? And so obviously I wasn't of age to go crazy, but I had never left New York prior to that. You know what I'm saying? So I was like 15, 16 at the time. So my mom was like, why don't you go spend a week with such and such, and you know it'll be your first time getting out the city. So I went. Right. Remember one time I'm walking to Walmart and I'm by myself. My mom didn't even come with me. This is the first time I'm on a plane, and I got on that plane alone. Like I took that plane by myself. So remember one day I'm walking to Walmart because I wanted some snacks or whatever, and this elderly woman passes me in the street. But before she passes me, she just says, hello. And that's all she says. And my reaction was like,
You see?
the fuck does she mean hello?
You see?
Who's
That's
she,
so tough.
who is she talking to like that? You know what I'm saying? But that's really how I was. It wasn't until later that night that I was like, I understood. My reaction, that was a New York thing, right? All she did was greet me. She didn't have an ulterior motive with that greeting. She just said, hello. And that is so natural for us to be able to do, to be able to greet each other and acknowledge one another. Not to be, you know what I'm saying? Not to be standoffish.
I had the same exact experience. Like people will be looking at me on the bus and stuff while I was like in Connecticut, and I would be like, why the fuck they looking at me?
Why are you looking
like
at me?
that?
Yeah.
Why are you looking? Like in my head, I'll be going off
Yeah.
like, or I'll give them like a dirty look, like
Right.
Like
if we get off this bus, you still looking at me. You can get it for real.
yes. Like in New York, you got 2 times tops to look at that person before it's a fight.
Right, before
Like,
we
fuck
have
is
to
you
get it
looking
on.
at?
Right,
what are you
right.
really looking at? But then I had to like step out of my ego, and I was like, why am I so mad that people are looking at me? Like, I'm from New York. New Yorkers are different. Like, we stand out when we go to other states. You know what I mean? Like, no cocky shit.
No, it's not cocky. It's a fact.
Yeah.
Wherever
so,
we
like,
go, we
maybe
top
they're
tier.
admiring like my outfit, or maybe they're just admiring my presence. Like, I don't have to be so hostile about everything. And it took me a while to really understand that, because for a while, like, even when the bus driver will be like, hello, I'm like, what the fuck?
Right? Like why are you talking to me?
Like,
just
what?
drive the bus. Right?
Your job, bro.
But that's how New York has conditioned us, though. Because it really is grimy out here. Like,
yeah.
listen, what everything you heard about New York City is really like that. Like it's not nice. It's a good place to come to, but it's not a nice place, right? If you can kind of separate it, if you can in your mind, if you can separate it, good and nice, it's like that. You know, you do kind of have to have, you know, you'll look back on your shoulder every now and then just to be sure, you know, where you at. And I just don't think long term is healthy.
It's not.
It's not healthy.
It's not.
365 is not healthy. Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you think people here are so damn hostile?
I believe that it's like that because the New York City is the epicenter of everything, right? There's so much opportunity here, and there's so many different ways that, you know, you can get out the mud and make a name for yourself. And with that being said, there maybe people have a lack of abundance mindset with that. That with that being the case here, it is a dog eat dog world. That it is impossible for all of us to eat, even though New York City is the one place where all of us can eat. You know what I'm saying? So it's like...
But you know what I realized? Atlanta got a great blueprint for this because they're becoming like slowly the epicenter of just black wealth and just people going there.
So I've heard.
Yeah, to connect with just black people loving on each other really and supporting each other. And, you know, black businesses are booming out there. So how do you think they've taken that formula of, you know, knowing that they're slowly becoming the epicenter of, you know, the culture?
Like you saying, like, how can we be able to mimic that?
How are they not looking at it as a doggy dog way? And they're more looking at it as like a kumbaya, like, yeah, everybody's welcome. Come on to ATL.
I don't even know how, because this is probably my first time hearing about, you know, Atlanta having that kind of vibe. I knew that it was that way within like music. Like a lot of the Atlanta rap artists, they embrace each other. There really isn't much beef or, you know what I'm saying, like indifference amongst musicians from Atlanta. But you saying that's just like a overall thing.
Yeah.
Right. In terms of business, networking, connections.
I'm not from Atlanta, but on the outside looking in,
right,
like I can
see
like, even like we were talking about Earn Your Leisure before this,
right.
Off camera. Yeah, they have their base is in Atlanta. And I know that even Nick Canyon, Wildin' Out show, he has a base in New York, but he moved from New York to Atlanta.
Right.
You know, it's a lot of people that are going to Atlanta for business opportunities that I've recently noticed.
That I know about, like to the point where like maybe it's becoming oversaturated out there. Like the traffic is starting to look like LA traffic and shit.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I've never been to Atlanta before. This is probably me being ignorant, but it's like from the outside looking in, it look kind of ratchet. I kind of really don't want to be in the middle of that.
Neither. I'm gonna cut you off. I don't like that neither, because why is it always that when black
I know what she about to say.
Take over a place, or when black people come in a lot of numbers to one place, it becomes ghetto?
You could tell that she's heard this before. Because she had the response ready to go. I wasn't talking about.
No, I really like resonate with that. Like, why?
I was only referencing to like the party scene.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I seen like some footage of like parties down there in Atlanta. It should look kind of like a little nasty.
But New York summertime and Prospect Park is the same.
For real?
Yeah.
I never been out there in summertime Prospect Park.
You never been to Prospect Park?
No, Prospect Park, yeah, but not in the summer going crazy.
Nah, you should go. It's an experience.
Maybe Rockaway Beach on 4th of July get a little ratchet, but that's about it.
It gets ratchet.
You've been to Atlanta before?
I've been to Atlanta as a kid, but I didn't experience it as an adult.
So we're gonna have to go out there as an adult.
Yeah.
So we can be able to have clear understanding of the dynamic out there.
Honestly, when I honestly see, when I watch certain podcasts, a lot of these people are coming from Atlanta. That's where I'm getting this from. Like, even they had somebody came on Earn Your Leisure. Her name, you ever heard of Dirty Vegan?
I have.
Yeah, so that's like a vegan restaurant that was built in Atlanta, and she was very strong on, she was talking about how she was very strong on building it in Atlanta because she wants to change that narrative of Atlanta being just, ghetto, because Atlanta is predominantly black. She wants
Right.
to change it to more of a like like a Black Wall Street kind of feel.
For the record, I do want to say that ghetto is not exclusive to one ethnic background.
Okay.
Just for the record.
You see, me, I'm thinking ghetto as in black.
Nah. And also, white people can be ratchet too. So
Okay.
when I say a little ratchet down there, I mean just like the activity, how motherfuckers is carrying themselves, just from what I've seen. Because I can't make a blanket generalized statement.
You're right.
But just from like some of the little video clips I be seeing that might pop up, oh, this shit was in Atlanta, oh, they going nasty. That's just, I'm not even trying to experience that. Yeah. But yeah, just for the record, ghetto and ratchet are not exclusive to one ethnic background, because everybody can get a little slizzy, for a fact.
Yeah. I don't know. I just enjoy my ghetto activities.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
Here and there. Just a splash of it, not too much.
What?
Once it starts getting a little too loud, I'm gone.
Honestly, I'm the type to like just be dancing in public. I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah.
That's not ghetto to me though. That's just like me having fun.
Okay.
I feel like I'm just a free spirit.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, if you be doing that type of shit, then that's not ghetto.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You just free. That's it.
Yeah.
You just comfortable. Everybody, it's okay to be comfortable.
You're right.
Feel me? Look, I'm the type to be in a fucking convenience store and I'm about to get me like a water and I just start Harlem shaking on the line and shit. Everybody looking at me like, okay, like I feel good.
Yeah.
Word.
See, that's cool. I feel like that's more cool than acting like you don't care.
Yeah, I mean, you know what it is? It's just like you're just comfortable. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because a lot of the times you see like these New York hood niggas walking around. Mad straight face, mad angry.
And everything got to be serious and intimidating, right?
Yeah, and it's like, why you so mad? Like, you need a hug?
Listen, just because you have the aesthetic of a tough guy or you really mean or you get to it, it don't really mean you're like that for real. So I know for me personally, you're not fooling me. Like you can act tough, but you might be like a little teddy bear in your room. Or it's okay to be comfortable with yourself, honestly, because that's like a whole weight lifted off your shoulder once you can get to that point where your esteem is so high. And we were talking about earlier in the podcast, like you might even lose you might have some of your interpersonal relationships fall apart because people perceive you to be cocky or arrogant. But it's not that. I love myself so much and I have a high estimation of my ability to accomplish things that I don't care how other people perceive that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I can be in the convenience store, start Harlem shaking. I could do that.
A lot of the times when I'm talking to certain men, they feel like my confidence is intimidating. Like, they don't say it so much, but they will say things like, oh, you just full of yourself. Like, that's why, like, they be spitting hate speech at me just because I'm confident.
What type?
Like, oh, you think you're all that, or like, I don't know.
What type of things like would you say, or like
they be sounding like Kevin Samuel bots? You know Kevin Samuel?
Yeah.
They be sounding like that. Like they be like,
yeah.
Oh, like what makes you think that you deserve somebody that's like, you know how much girls want a guy that's 6 feet and above, or like stuff like that. And I'm just like, what? Like,
oh, it's that classic
insecure.
What do you bring to the table? Bullshit.
That's exactly what it is. And if I be like, I am the table, like,
I was just about to say that, yo.
You see, this is why that's why girls always think they all that.
I was literally just about to say that. I don't bring nothing to the table. I am the table. You gonna have to, you gotta serve me up some.
Exactly.
Word.
But when I say that, it's more like, oh, who does she think she is?
But you see what I was saying? Like, when you hold yourself to a high regard, you are gonna have those relationships. They're gonna fall apart. Because if they don't love themselves the way they should, if their esteem of themselves is not high, then they're going to be projecting their impurities onto you, right? And you can't bring me down, especially because I know who I am for real. What are you going to say to me to make me feel worse about myself? I know who I am. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't match that, then that's fine. You still have some more work that you have to do. But I don't need to work on anything. If in terms of me being pure and me being whole within myself, I don't need to work on that. I've already done that. Now it's your turn, but don't project your impurities onto me and make me feel like I'm supposed to be humble. We're not humble. The word humble,
I hate that word so much.
if you go on Google right now, the word humble by definition means to have a low estimation of your self-worth. I'm not humble ever. I'm never humble. When somebody tells me to humble myself, I don't know how. I don't know how. Because I don't think low of myself. You know what I'm saying? Now, if at the bare minimum, I might be modest, which is a moderate estimation of your self-worth. At the very worst, I could be modest. But every single time, I'm super confident. You might even call me You know, people be saying I have a God complex.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's a great compliment.
People really tell me I have a God complex.
That's an amazing compliment.
They mean it in a negative way, though.
Why do you? Whoa.
As if I'm God over other people. As if that's how I perceive myself to be God over other people.
That's how they use it.
That's how in that connotation, in that tone. Yeah, I have a God complex, which is to say that I am over you. I am a being that is above you. I am a deity compared to you.
I've heard that in more positive connotations.
For real?
Yeah.
Well, I think 2 people have told me that before, right?
But it was definitely to get at your ego.
It was to get at it. Cole, you have a God complex. And it's funny that they say that because the 2 people that have said that are the 2 most broken people that I've ever met. So it's funny that they say that because if I have a God complex, then maybe you should start working on trying to feel like a God. Because for sure, you want to feel like how I feel about myself, but about yourself. Like you for sure want that, right? Because I love myself every day. Anywhere I go, I can talk confidently. I've never been on a podcast a day in my life. This is the first time I'm here. How am I able to talk like this if I'm not sure of myself and what I say?
And you would have thought he was the damn co-host or something.
You know what I'm saying? Because anywhere I go, I'm me. And I get shit done wherever I go. It don't even matter. The aesthetic of the environment, what I'm doing, regardless, is going to be top tier. It's damn near going to be perfect, even if I never did it before. But that's the confidence that I have in myself. I really esteem myself that high. And you need to be able to do that too. You need to get to a point where you could do that too.
I know this is off topic, but I went snowboarding like last year. And before I went snowboarding, I kept telling my brother, like, I'm mad athletic. Like, I'm going to body this. What? I'm going to be on my Tony Hawk, you know,
because if
Shaun
it's sports,
White
I'm an athlete. I do this.
That's what I would kept telling him. But part of me was like just saying that to just boost myself to get there. But it was kind of some truth in it. I was just like, yo, I want to snowboard. Like, I can't wait to snowboard.
Right.
So the day came and we finally went there. And of course I fell a few times.
Right.
But I didn't even go to the trainer. I'm like, yo, fuck this trainer. I'm going to go straight to the hill.
Right. I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah.
Right.
I finally started doing it. And I got to the bottom. My brother was like, yo, I didn't even try this until my second time coming. I was like, oh, word? So I just kept doing it back. And I'm like, I just kept doing it. I learned to stop.
Right.
I learned to turn. Yeah.
Word.
I learned to like use your heels to stop. I learned how to slow down all in one day.
In the first day.
Yeah. And I was like, and then my brother friend was there. He was amazed. And it was somebody else first time there, but he wasn't fit. He was a little on the chubby side.
Right.
He was sitting down. Like, he wasn't doing
coordination
anything.
where it needed to be.
Yes.
Right.
He wasn't doing anything. Like, he fell the first few times with the trainer, and he was like, yo, I'm done. Because you have to be fit to go up and down those slopes.
Right.
So I ended that day going down the expert slope. And it was like, you're wildin'. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I wanted to do it, so I did it.
So you did it.
Yeah.
Right. You noticed how when you spoke things, you gave it life.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then you were able to become the things that you said that you were going to do.
Exactly.
Right? She had never snowboarded a day in her life, but she was able to pick up on basic things on the first day. Mm-hmm. And that's like through trial and error she was doing that. Not like, let's do a drill beforehand or let's try this out beforehand before we go out and do it. She did it on the fly. Mm-hmm. And that's because she was telling herself that I'm going to get this now. Yeah, and then she got this now.
Video of me going crazy. Yeah. But like you said, when you have confidence in self, it's like a superpower.
It is.
And some people can't understand it because they don't have confidence in themselves. So explaining it to them is literally like trying to teach them a different
You're
language.
talking to a wall.
Yeah.
You're talking to a wall.
And it's basically because people perceive things at the capacity they've reached.
Right.
Their,
Right.
You know.
Like if they're not at that point, if they're not at a point in their development that you're at, then
Yes.
they're able to perceive or understand that what you're saying is only be very limited.
Mm-hmm.
And that's unfortunate because then she's going to have to dumb her language down.
Yes.
Right? Or she's going to have to be less meaningful interacting with such and such person because they're just not where you're at.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. I'm tired of and that's on period conversations. Like,
what they be doing? What y'all be doing?
I'm done with it. I'm done with it. Like, I'm really done with all of this.
But then it's like, after that, at that point, you just have to be able to be comfortable with flowing and going, right? And we was talking about like karmic situations or ending interpersonal relationships that no longer serve you purpose. Mm-hmm. You just have to be okay with that. You know, you got to have the emotional maturity to just be okay with that. Like, we were cool for this time, but, you know, we've learned our lessons and now we can grow apart and do other things. Mm-hmm.
But sometimes those relationships are so fun in the moment. You know what I mean?
We're talking about just...
Toxicity is kind of fun in a way,
shit.
In a weird way. I don't know.
Oh, shit.
Just... don't judge me. Don't judge me. Don't judge me.
Oh, shit.
I'm being honest, though.
Toxicity in, like, what regards? Like, what we talking? Like, you be like, you like arguing and shit?
No.
Word.
I'm talking about, like, being with people that I know talk shit about me. In friendships, like female friendships.
Oh.
I'm not talking about relationships. Nah, that's not cool.
Wait, what do you mean, like, be with? Like we're having a whole day hanging out together? Or... You talking about like confronting?
They're just not on the same mindset as me. You know, they're more like into partying every weekend. They're more into, you know, drinking, damn near alcoholics.
So why would you say like sometimes you enjoy being around them? Like, for what?
I don't enjoy being around them for long periods of time. If I catch them like on a Friday night out, they're kind of fun. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't say that's toxic, though.
It's like...
I mean, I wouldn't say that's toxic.
I wouldn't be with them past a certain amount of hours. You know? Like midnight on Friday, they're fun. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't say that's toxic.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that's toxic. I would say you're just like, you're using them for a good time. And if it's like a social setting, Friday or Saturday night, you're only out in social environments to have fun anyways. So like you just use them for what they're worth.
Okay.
No disrespect.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, I feel less guilty now.
No, it's not toxic.
Okay.
Word. I mean, if you want to be around the party animals in a party.
Right.
Right.
They're fun.
Yeah. You just use you for what you're worth and then this party over.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me, motherfucker. Word.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm honestly done just dumbing myself down for certain conversations.
I feel like...
Because I felt like pressured to do that around my friends a lot.
Oh, like you gotta...
Yeah, because they would perceive me as boring. They look at healed people as boring. It's not exciting enough.
I've heard this before.
Yeah.
I've heard this before. Like if it's not confrontation, if it's not drama, if it's not arguing, if it's not violence.
Exactly.
It's boring.
Exactly.
But
I couldn't have this conversation with anybody but my brother.
But that is truly wicked though.
Yeah.
That is wicked.
I know.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's like if you're not talking about something that's
trendy,
right? Like if you're not talking about the last nigga that fucked you over, we don't want to hear about it. Like,
at what age did I feel like I was like kind of done with that? Maybe like 19.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm slowly getting over it though.
No, honestly, you're already light years ahead of... How old are you? 23?
21.
21? Mm-hmm. Listen, she is light year... I'm 25 years old. She's light years ahead of damn near everyone at the age of 21. just with the mindset alone.
But I can't say that. Because then it's like,
I said it.
you heard it.
She's light years ahead of most people at the age of 21, male or female, just from the mind alone, from her thought processes and how in touch with herself that she is.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And that's really like 90% of the battle is what goes on in here, and how well you carry yourself in public. Because with that, you can go anywhere from that. If the mind is right, you go anywhere from that point.
Exactly.
And her mind is more advanced than 98, 99% of male or females in her age group. So
if I say it sounds crazy, but it feels good hearing somebody actually
I'm the type to say that about myself.
You're right. I need to get into that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if I'm cocky, where's my brush? I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
The wave's still spinning though.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But even like when I'm doing the podcast, I kind of steer away from conversations like this because they don't have the mental discipline to even listen.
Right.
It's short attention spans now. So I would have to add in a period or like a
just
to open up
for
the episode for what's about to come.
Right.
Like, I would have to get them hyped to make it seem like I'm about to talk about niggas ain't shit.
Right.
And then I gotcha. I'm not talking about that. You know?
I think you need more like-minded guests. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, more like-minded guests. Word.
Yeah.
And that might be the difference between like you getting like good views and good listens to now you being famous for this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because whether people want to acknowledge it or not, everybody is yearning to achieve and feel something deep. Everybody wants to be whole within themselves, right? So like you may be talking to people that just be like this all the time and be like that all the time, or they just hella toxic. They want to talk about niggas ain't shit. But behind closed doors, people don't want to do that. People don't want to say those types of things. People don't want to feel that, you know, everything that is associated with toxicity. People really don't want to feel that. Everybody wants to feel whole. Everybody wants to get to a tranquil place. So you coming on this podcast, you get more people that are like-minded like you. People are going to listen in solitude. And then you're going to help other people grow. You know what I'm saying? Through the things that you say and the people that you bring on, you're going to help raise the vibrations of the people that listen to you. Real conversations that people need to hear.
Yeah.
Word.
That's the plan.
For a fact.
That's really the plan.
But like the dumbed down convos, like shit.
Yeah.
People can call their so-called best friend and have a dumbed down ass conversation. You know what I'm saying? People can go on fucking Instagram and Twitter and look at dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Or fruitless things, if I'm gonna be politically correct. But you coming on here, you talking about real shit, that's how you gonna get the fuck up out of here.
The sad thing is the algorithm doesn't reward real shit. The algorithm rewards the toxicity and the...
That's if you leave it up to the corporations.
Okay.
The people gonna make you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm a people's champion.
Yeah, the people gonna make you champion.
Okay.
And that's really what it's about. Eventually, the higher society and the corporations, they gonna follow what the people want to hear anyways.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, why they? Hey, listen, Mind Over Matter about to go crazy. Give it like, let me see. We in like first quarter 2022 just ended.
Yeah.
She about to be famous by the end of 2022.
Yo, chill.
She about to be famous, yo. By holiday season.
Yo,
dig me?
chill.
She about to go crazy.
All right, so...
yeah.
And that's on period. That's I only said it once. I only said it once. We got 3 and that's on period.
Right.
Episode, okay? So, make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend.
To tell a friend.
To tell a friend, moms.
Right.
That is Mind Over Matter, baby. And make sure you tap in with Cole.
Instagram is cole.holiday, cole.holiday. Y'all could tap in with me on there for sure.
Right. So make sure you tap in.
Most def.
Everything's going to be in the description.
For sure.
And yeah. Have a good day, y'all.
And we out of here.
You dig?
You dig?
You get me. All right. That was good.
Mind over matter is magic. I do magic. No emo, mind over matter is magic. I do magic. No emo, mind over matter is magic. I do magic. No emo, you think of magic.